Chosen one, listen carefully, this message you about to hear. The moment you realize what really happened. They told you to stay quiet. They told you to stay small. But something about your life refuses to obey normal rules. You did not just survive. You outgrew the system that was designed to contain you. And now the energy around you has shifted, because when someone wins this hard, attention follows. This is not about fear. This is about recognition. When light becomes too visible, it draws observers. Not because you are wrong, but because you are undeniable. You feel it already. The pressure, the watching, the sudden resistance that appeared only after you leveled up. What it means to win beyond the limits. Being chosen does not mean life was easy. It means life tested you in ways others could not survive. Isolation shaped you. Pain refined you. Silence trained you to hear what others miss. You learned lessons without teachers. You grew wisdom without permission. You mastered restraint while others chased noise. That kind of growth breaks patterns society depends on. When someone evolves without external approval, systems become uncomfortable. Not because you are dangerous, but because you are uncontrollable. Why your awakening triggered resistance. You did not change overnight. You changed internally first. And when the inside shifts, the outside reacts. People sense when someone can no longer be programmed. They feel it in conversations. They see it in your calm. They hear it in your silence. Resistance is not proof of failure. It is confirmation of expansion. Only those who rise encounter pushback at higher levels. The signs you were never meant to be ordinary. You always felt different, even before you had words for it. Crowds drained you. Truth called you. And comfort never fully satisfied you. You questioned what others accepted. You felt guided through moments that should have broken you. You survived situations that statistically should have ended you. That is not luck. That is alignment. And alignment attracts scrutiny because it cannot be replicated. Why suppression always follows authentic power. History never attacks the weak. It monitors the impactful. It challenges the disruptive. When someone walks in truth, they disrupt illusions. When someone heals deeply, they expose wounds around them. When someone stands firm, they make instability obvious. So pressure increases. Misunderstandings appear. False narratives attempt to form. Not to destroy you, but to slow you down. The real truth about being watched, being observed, does not mean you are in danger. It means your presence has weight. Your choices matter. Your path influences more than you realize. Light attracts attention naturally. It always has. The solution is not to dim yourself. The solution is to stay grounded, disciplined, and intentional. You were not awakened to panic. You were awakened to lead yourself with wisdom. Step into this level with clarity. This is the phase where composure becomes power, where silence speaks louder than reaction, where patience protects momentum. You do not need to prove anything. Your growth already did. You do not need to explain yourself. Your consistency will speak. Chosen ones do not rush. They move with precision. The final activation. You were not meant to hide this awakening. You were meant to mature into it, to carry it responsibly, to embody truth without arrogance. This message found you because you are ready for the next level of awareness. Stand firm. Stay clean in intention. Move forward without fear. If this message resonated with your journey, support Return to Awakening by liking this video, commenting your experience, and subscribing now. Your presence here is not accidental. the phase where everything gets quiet. There comes a moment when noise falls away. Not because life becomes easy, but because you stop reacting to distractions. This is where many misunderstand the chosen one. Externally, it looks calm. Internally, it is disciplined focus. You are no longer chasing validation. You are conserving energy. Silence is not absence. It is preparation. And those who do not understand silence often fear it. Why they try to study you. When patterns break, analysts appear. Not always people. Sometimes circumstances. Sometimes sudden obstacles that seem too calculated to be random. You notice delays where there should be flow. Questions where there should be trust. Resistance where there used to be support. This is not punishment. It is assessment. Systems observe what they cannot predict. The difference between fear and awareness. Chosen ones do not live paranoid. They live present. Awareness sharpens intuition. Fear clouds it. You are learning to move wisely, not nervously. To speak less but with intention. To choose timing over impulse. This level requires emotional mastery. Not isolation but discernment. Why your energy no longer blends in. You no longer match old frequencies. Conversations feel shallow. Motivations feel exposed. Environments feel temporary. You are not becoming distant. You are becoming precise. You know what feeds you and what drains you. That clarity changes how others respond to you. Some admire it quietly. Others resist it subconsciously. The test of restraint. Power without control self-destructs. That is why restraint is introduced now. You will be tempted to react, to explain, to defend. But every reaction leaks energy. Every explanation lowers position. Chosen ones learn when to act and when to let outcomes speak. This is not weakness. It is mastery. When the path narrows, opportunities become fewer but sharper. People around you reduce. Time feels more valuable. This narrowing is intentional. Wide paths are for crowds. Precise paths are for purpose. You are being redirected, not restricted. Aligned, not abandoned. How to move at this level. Protect your mind. Guard your routines. Honor your intuition. Stay disciplined when emotions rise. Stay grounded when attention increases. Stay humble when results multiply. This level is not about speed. It is about stability. Pause here. Breathe. You are exactly where you are meant to be, the moment you realize you cannot go back. There is a quiet knowing that settles in. The old version of you no longer fits. Old reactions feel foreign. Old desires feel empty. You see clearly now. Not everything deserves your energy. Not everyone deserves access. Growth has made you selective, not selfish. This awareness can feel lonely. But loneliness at this level is alignment, not loss. Why pressure increases right now? Pressure does not come to crush you. It comes to shape you. Diamonds are not formed in comfort. They are formed under weight. Life begins to demand precision. Your words matter more. Your actions echo longer. Your intentions carry consequence. This is why discipline replaces chaos. And intention replaces impulse. The invisible line you crossed. At some point, you stopped seeking approval. That moment changed everything. You crossed an invisible line most never reach. You no longer move for applause. You move for alignment. You no longer explain your path. You trust it. This is when observers increase. Not to stop you, but to understand what cannot be controlled. Why old connections fall away. Not everyone can walk with you at this altitude. Some become uncomfortable. Some become silent. Some reveal hidden intentions. This is not betrayal. It is separation by frequency. People aligned with your past cannot access your future. Release without resentment. Gratitude without attachment. The weight of responsibility. Awakening brings responsibility. Not superiority. Not entitlement. You are responsible for how you carry truth, how you respond under pressure, how you treat others when you see clearly. Power without humility corrupts. Awareness without compassion isolates. You are being trained to hold both. When everything slows down, in purpose. Delays are not denials at this stage. They are calibration. Timing is being perfected. You may feel ready before doors open. That is intentional. Readiness is tested through patience. This pause is sharpening your focus, strengthening your resolve. The shift from survival to strategy. You are no longer just surviving. You are planning, observing, choosing with foresight. Emotions no longer drive decisions. Clarity does. Wisdom replaces urgency. This is how chosen ones stay ahead without rushing. The calm that confuses others. Your calm unsettles chaos. Your restraint challenges impulsiveness. Your silence speaks authority. People expect reaction. They receive composure. That contrast reveals more than words ever could. Stay here. This calm is not emptiness. It is control, the stage where intuition becomes law. You no longer second-guess what you feel. Your inner signals have proven accurate too many times. What once felt like instinct now feels like guidance. You sense shifts before they happen. You notice tone before words. You read energy without effort. This is not imagination. This is awareness sharpened through experience. Why discipline is your new shield. At this level, freedom comes from structure. Routines protect your mind. Boundaries protect your energy. You no longer move randomly. You move deliberately. Every habit has purpose. Discipline is not restriction. It is self-respect in motion. The moment you stop, an annoyance moves. Chosen ones do not broadcast growth. They execute quietly. Results arrive before explanations. You learn that not everyone celebrates progress. Some study it. Some resist it. Privacy is no longer secrecy. It is strategy. Why confusion appears around you. Clarity within you creates uncertainty outside. People cannot read you the way they used to. Old labels stop working. They project. They speculate. They guess. You remain centered. Because clarity does not need validation. The difference between being seen and being known. Many see your presence. Few understand your process. Few know what it took to become this composed. You stopped explaining the pain. You stopped narrating the struggle. You let growth speak quietly. Being known is not necessary anymore. Being aligned is. The role of patience at this level. Patience is no longer waiting. It is trust in timing. You act when the moment is correct, not when emotions spike. This patience frustrates those who rush, but it protects those who lead. Chosen ones master timing before expansion. When power feels normal, you no longer feel special. You feel responsible. Awareness settles into routine. This is maturity. Not excitement. Not ego. Power becomes calm when integrated correctly. The final test before release. You will be tested in restraint one more time. Provocation may come. Misunderstanding may rise. The lesson is simple. Respond from truth, not emotion. Move from alignment, not urgency. This test is not to block you. It is to confirm you. The moment OUTCOMES stops surprising you, you begin to notice something subtle. Situations unfold exactly as you sensed they would. Not because you control them, but because you understand cause and effect deeply now. Nothing feels random anymore. Every reaction has a source. Every outcome has a pattern. And you move with awareness of both. This is when confidence becomes quiet certainty. Why emotional control, BECOMES, your signature. Others react instantly. You pause. That pause is power. You no longer give emotions permission to drive decisions. You feel them. You acknowledge them. Then you choose wisely. This level of control unsettles those who live impulsively, because it cannot be manipulated. The shift from proving to presence. You stop trying to be understood. You stop trying to be believed. Your presence now carries the message. People feel the difference before you speak. Rooms shift when you enter. Conversations adjust around you. This is not dominance. It is grounded authority. Why certain doors open without effort. Alignment removes friction. What once required force now requires patience. Opportunities appear through conversation, not chasing. You notice invitations instead of obstacles. Support instead of resistance. Momentum instead of struggle. This is the reward for inner order. The line between humility and self-erasure. You learned humility without shrinking. Respect without silence. Confidence without arrogance. You no longer confuse kindness with weakness, or firmness with ego. Balance defines you now. That balance is rare, and rare things are always noticed. When observation turns into respect. At first you were questioned, then tested, now quietly acknowledged. Even those who once doubted begin to adjust. Not because you convinced them, but because consistency cannot be ignored. Respect earned silently lasts longer than praise given loudly. The internal stillness that cannot be shaken. Chaos may surround you, but it no longer enters you. Your center remains intact. You built it through storms. You reinforced it through solitude. You protected it through discipline. This stillness is not emptiness. It is sovereignty. The space before the next expansion. There is always a calm before movement, a pause before acceleration, a breath before impact. You are here now, not waiting, preparing. Everything has aligned internally. The external will follow the moment you realize you are no longer RESTNG. Something fundamental has changed. What once triggered you now passes through you. You observe situations without being pulled into them. This is emotional sovereignty, not suppression, not avoidance. You feel deeply, but you respond selectively. Why this level makes others uncomfortable? People are used to access, to reactions, to predictability. When you stop reacting, control disappears. They cannot push buttons that no longer exist. This unsettles those who rely on chaos. Your calm removes leverage, and leverage is how systems maintain control. The power of not CLARFONG everything. You no longer rush to correct misunderstandings. Truth does not panic. It holds its position. You learn that over-explaining weakens clarity. Silence lets reality surface naturally. Those meant to understand will. Those who are not will project. Both outcomes serve you. When your path becomes non-negotiable, you stopped negotiating your values. You stopped compromising alignment for convenience. This decision reorganized your life. Some things left immediately. Some things resisted before leaving. What remains now is stable, because it matches who you have become. The difference between isolation and solitude. Isolation drains. Solitude restores. You chose space intentionally, not to escape people, but to hear yourself clearly. In that space, truth amplified, and direction became obvious. Why you no longer seek permission. Chosen ones move when alignment says go, not when approval arrives. You respect structure, but you are not defined by it. This is the point where inner authority replaces external validation. When humility becomes unbreakable, you no longer feel the need to compare. Comparison dissolves when purpose is clear. You honor others without shrinking yourself. You recognize greatness without envy. This humility is not learned. It is earned through self-awareness. The quiet confidence that cannot be taught. Confidence born from survival is loud. Confidence born from understanding is silent. You embody the second. It cannot be copied. It cannot be faked. And it prepares you for what comes next, the stage where discernment becomes instinct. You no longer debate what feels off. Your body knows before your mind explains. What once required analysis now requires distance. You trust the signal. You step back without guilt. You move away without drama. This is wisdom integrated, not learned. Why access to you becomes limited. Not everyone deserves proximity anymore. Not everyone can handle your clarity. Access is earned through consistency, through respect, through alignment. You are not closing your heart. You are protecting your direction. The moment you stop trying to fix others, you realize something freeing. People change when they choose to, not when you explain harder. You release responsibility that was never yours. You stop carrying burdens that slow your path. Compassion remains. Attachment dissolves. When energy management, replaces time management. You stop asking how much time something takes. You ask how much energy it costs. Some activities look productive but drain you. Some conversations appear harmless but scatter focus. You choose differently now, because your energy fuels your mission. The balance between openness and protection. You remain open to truth, but closed to manipulation. You listen deeply, but you do not absorb everything. This balance keeps you powerful without becoming rigid. Why your presence feels heavy to some. Not because you carry negativity, but because truth has weight. Your awareness highlights what others avoid. Your stillness exposes restlessness. Some feel inspired. Others feel uncomfortable. Both reactions confirm your alignment. The moment you stop rushing the process, you no longer chase outcomes. You allow unfolding. You understand that forcing timing fractures results. Patience now feels natural. You move when clarity aligns with opportunity. The internal agreement you made. You promised yourself something silently. Never to abandon your values again. Never to shrink for acceptance. That agreement became your foundation. And everything built on it holds, the point where doubt no longer lives. Doubt used to visit quietly. Now it finds no place to sit. Not because you know everything, but because you trust yourself fully. You have seen too much, survived too much, aligned too deeply to question your path again. Certainty replaced confusion without noise. Why your past no longer haunts you. The past no longer defines you. It informed you. It trained you. You extracted the lesson and released the wound. Memory lost its grip. Meaning remained. This is healing at its highest form. When truth becomes your default language, you stop performing, stop masking, stop editing yourself to fit rooms. Truth flows naturally now. Calm, direct. Those who resonate stay. Those who do not drift away without conflict. The moment you see through ILLUSIONS, you recognize patterns immediately. Empty promises, false urgency, surface-level intentions. Nothing deceives you for long anymore. Not because you are suspicious, but because you are awake. Awareness cuts through illusion effortlessly. Why you no longer fear losing anything. What is aligned cannot be taken. What leaves was never stable. You stopped clinging, stopped gripping outcomes. Freedom replaced fear the moment attachment dissolved. The internal authority that now guides you. You no longer wait for confirmation. Your inner compass is calibrated. Decisions come from stillness, not pressure, not opinion. This authority does not argue. It moves. When observation turns into imitation, some begin to mirror your habits. Your calm, your discipline. You notice it quietly, not with pride, but with understanding. Leadership is often silent before it is acknowledged. The stability you built inside. Nothing shakes you easily now. Because your foundation is internal. You no longer depend on circumstances to feel grounded. You carry stability with you. This is the mark of true awakening, the moment you stopped feeling rushed by life. Time no longer chases you. You move with it. Deadlines feel softer. Pressure feels manageable. You learn that urgency was never yours. It was borrowed from chaos. And you gave it back. Presence replaced panic. Why you no longer argue with reality. You accept what is without resistance. Not passively, but wisely. Acceptance gave you leverage. Because energy once spent fighting truth is now used to move forward intentionally. Reality stopped feeling like an enemy. When your mind becomes a clear space, thoughts no longer crowd you. They pass through. You observe without attachment. Mental clarity sharpened intuition. Focus deepened. Distraction lost power. This clarity protects your vision. The shift from wanting to know to simply knowing. You no longer chase answers endlessly. Understanding arrives when needed. You trust that insight comes on time. Not early. Not late. This trust keeps you steady during uncertainty. Why you no longer need to win, arguments. You realize something profound. Being right costs energy. Being aligned saves it. You choose peace over proof. Truth over validation. Silence became your responsive choice. The strength of not being pulled. Provocation appears. You remain centered. Distractions call. You stay focused. This strength is not resistance. It is rootedness. When self-respect sets the standard, you stopped accepting half-effort, half-truths, half-commitments. Self-respect clarified boundaries automatically. You did not need to explain them. Your life reorganized around that standard. The composure that signals readiness. Composure is the final signal before expansion. It shows you can hold more without losing balance. You are here now. Steady, clear, prepared the moment you stop seeking approval. You no longer look for nods or praise. Validation became optional. Your sense of worth shifted inward. What others think no longer dictates your energy. Their opinions roll off like water on stone. Your choices serve alignment, not acceptance. This is freedom few ever experience. Why resistance? INTNSIFIS AT this day. As your presence grows, so does scrutiny. People test boundaries. Systems test patience. Circumstances test faith. This is not punishment. It is calibration. Only those who endure emerge fully prepared. When stillness becomes your strategy. You stop reacting immediately. You observe, evaluate, and decide. Silence becomes a shield. Observation becomes a weapon. Timing becomes your ally. This stillness confuses the unprepared. The point where intuition overrides logic. You act without full explanation. Decisions feel right before reasoning catches up. What feels aligned is now your guide. You trust instinct over opinion. You follow the inner current, not external pressure. This is precision born of experience. Why your presence SDRTS to shift ENVIRONMNTS. Rooms change when you enter. People unconsciously mirror your calm. Energy adjusts around alignment. Not because you force it, but because resonance cannot be ignored. Those ready elevate, those unready retreat. The transition from survival to mastery. Survival was instinct. Mastery is choice. You no longer react to threats. You respond from power. You no longer chase goals. You attract outcomes aligned with your vision. Mastery feels effortless because preparation is internal. When your energy becomes a language, you speak without words. Your presence communicates clarity. Your focus communicates authority. People feel it before you act. They hear it before you speak. Energy becomes the proof of your alignment. The phase where patience becomes active. Waiting is no longer passive. It is intentional. Every pause is calculated. Every delay serves refinement. You learn to trust the unseen process. Timing is no longer an enemy but a tool. This patience ensures precision in every move. The point where nothing can distract you. Chaos swirls around. Noise tries to invade. Temptation attempts to pull focus. You remain unmoved. Grounded. Aligned. Your internal compass now defines direction, not external events. The moment you realize power is quiet. It no longer announces itself. It does not demand attention. It simply exists. People notice it without explanation. Systems respect it without enforcement. Opportunities flow toward it naturally. Quiet power cannot be threatened. Why you no longer need to explain your moves. Every action now carries context. Explanations feel redundant. Clarity comes from consistency, not words. Those meant to understand do. Those who resist fade away. This is alignment enforcing itself. When internal order, REPLACES external control. You no longer try to manage outcomes externally. Your focus shifted inward. Thoughts, emotions, and intentions align first. External events now follow the internal pattern. You influence without forcing. You lead without demanding. This is subtle authority at its highest form. The point where observers become unsettled. Your calm highlights chaos around others. Your restraint exposes impulsiveness. Your clarity shows confusion. Some admire silently. Some resist internally. Both reactions confirm your rising frequency. Why you no longer chase recognition. Recognition is no longer the goal. Alignment is. Truth is. Your energy now attracts the right people and repels what is misaligned. You no longer compromise presence for praise. This is sovereignty in motion. When silence becomes your message. Words are optional now. Presence communicates more than speech ever could. People sense authority without discussion. This is mastery of influence without ego. The moment you accept that not everyone will understand, misunderstanding is no longer personal. It is natural. Some cannot reach your frequency. Some will misinterpret clarity as arrogance. Some will drift away. Acceptance frees you from needing to correct them. Why you now move with purpose, not impulse. Every choice is intentional. Every step aligns with long-term vision. Impulse no longer dictates action. You honor energy, timing, and consequence. Discipline replaces reaction. Focus replaces distraction. This is the stage where the chosen operate without compromise. The internal strength that replaces fear. Fear used to guide decisions. Now awareness does. You recognize threats without panic. You assess risk without hesitation. You act when necessary, not because pressure demands it. Strength comes from stillness. Courage comes from clarity. You have entered a new dimension of being. Chosen one, it's time to rise fully into your power. Stand firm in your truth, embrace your awakening, and let nothing stop your alignment. Join the movement of the awakened. Like this video, leave a comment sharing your journey and subscribe to Return to Awakening now. Your destiny is calling. Answer it without hesitation.